What's up, people? Back at you again this morning with another Moralities Moment. This is my next vid in my video series entitled Listen, Learn, Live. My note this morning says, starts with small things, simple aspects of a thing, then give attention to details. Master the fundamentals. This means that you should recognize what is in your own sight, and that which is hidden from you will become plain to you. For there is nothing hidden which will not become clear if it is studied properly. My first point I have here, sometimes in life, to address major issues in life, we need to start small. Need to start small. A lot of times, which my my next note says, from my own experience, we tend to jump head first into major issues without knowing the issue itself. Sometimes we need to, before we jump head first into issues or situations, that require our attention, we need to step back and survey the situation. Start small. I ask the question, where did this come from? How did this come about, or whatever? Start somewhere, and then when you can answer that question, or whatever question you choose to use to start your preliminary analysis of the situation, then you can move on to the aspects of the situation, what's really going on. And then once you find out what's really going on, now you can master the fundamentals of, okay, this is the issue, this is what's going on. Now you can rely or go back to your rationalization process, which I hope, if you've been watching these vids, that you come up with some type of moral system to evaluate the situations you deal with in life. But my next note says here, from us jumping head first into situations, then we wind up lost and confused. Because we don't follow process when dealing with situations or issues. Because again, our at times our value system is all over the place. We don't have a filter in place to filter certain things out of situations. We find ourselves lost and confused because we don't really know what's going on. But again, hopefully this process will help you start determining how to approach situations in life. And again, I didn't get here overnight. It took me some time to figure it out, and I'm still perfecting the process for my own life. But my next note here says, start small, process the simple aspects of the issue, then pay attention to the details or your findings. Once you start small, figure out what's going on, now process the simple aspects. What's the simple and what's the simple issue? What's the underlying issue here? And once you find out what the underlying issue is, then you could probably move a little bit closer to resolving the situation. But again, we have to have a process in order to deal with circumstances and situations in life. My next note says, we oftentimes miss something right in front of us because we use the wrong process for root cause analysis. In my working life, I worked in a foundry, and in that foundry, I was a quality supervisor. And being in that position, I had to take a lot of classes and courses to determine how to resolve issues. And I think one of the most beneficial things out of that phase of my life, in that position, I learned the process for root cause analysis. So I learned the process of how to deal with issues. It worked in a plant aspect for determining defects and all that stuff, but some of the stuff that I learned, it became applicable into my everyday ordinary life. And that's part of what I'm sharing with you this morning about the process of starting small, then finding out what the simple aspects are, and then paying attention to the details. That's part of root cause analysis. First, start small, because you can't resolve the big picture without knowing where it started. But again, you start small, find out the aspects of the situation, and then you can pay attention to details. But my final note here says, remember, when addressing issues in any area of life, start small, ascertain the aspects, then pay attention to the details or findings. It can't go wrong if we follow the process. Again, follow the process when you're dealing with issues. First, start small, figure out what the aspects are, then pay attention to details. You follow the process, you can't go wrong. So again, listen, learn, and live. Hope you enjoyed this morning's morality moment. Peace, and I'm out.